Hello, everybody. It's your girl Asia from the Runway Spango channel. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another Big Mouth review. I know I did seasons 1 through 4 review, but I figured, you know what? Since I just got done watching season 5, and I only got season 6 and 7 to watch. I figure we're gonna go ahead and just do separate reviews because season 5, all the shit that happened this season, I wasn't gonna be able to talk about all of it had I did a season 5 through 7 review. So we just gonna talk about season 5 as its own individual season. We're gonna do the same thing for season 6 and 7. I'm watching season 6 right now. I'm taking my time with it. But let's get into season 5 real quick. So Big Mouth season 5. I would say by far this is one of my favorite seasons for Big Mouth. I feel like I loved it. I loved everything about season 5, for real, for real. There's like really nothing negative I can really say. And I definitely feel like it was a way better season than what season 4 did. Because, like I said, season 4 did a lot of dumb shit. Like, they broke up Jay and Lola, and then it was just stupid. Like, season 4 to me, I fucked with it. But at the same time, there was also a lot of filler. Like I said, a lot of people who did nothing. It's the same thing with season 5, though. Even though I think season 5 was still a better season, like, they did more with their cast. There was still a lot of characters who I feel like didn't do anything. Like Missy. Missy to me has really like Missy to me does feel like a certified extra on the cast. And I don't want to go into because she black that's why she don't get any storylines. I don't want to get into any of that. I think with Missy's character, and I kind of has been I kind of been saying this since she didn't got her new look since season 3. If you want to give Missy a new look, like give her braids, then you should have went the whole way. Why have her get a new look, like a hairstyle, like a whole complete makeover, but her personality is still the same? If you want to go the whole way where she's a bad girl now, you should have went the whole way. Like in season 5, they had the episode where she was smoking weed, that she got high with her cousins, and it's like, okay, I like this type of Missy. I like the Missy who isn't uptight and isn't afraid to bend the rules or break them. But it's only a glimpse of that side of her personality that you see. And I just feel like when they introduced her character into being that in season, I keep saying season 3 when honestly I really feel like it's season 4. So I feel like when they introduced her new look in season 4, they should have kept that. They should have did more with her new look. Cause Missy to me, I like the Missy from seasons 1 through 3. But I feel like when I watch season 4 and 5, she kind of just feels there. Like literally, like they do nothing with her character. Andrew is another character in this show that I feel like has really gone to getting nothing. Andrew is just a fucking creep. He's just a weirdo. He's just a creep. It's like his storylines are kind of all the same thing. So with his character, I'm kind of like indifferent. Like when they give him storylines from his POV, I don't skip them, but at the same time, I'm kind of over him being the same thing. Like his fucking storylines are either him being a creep, a pervert, and I'm kind of over. Like all his storylines have been the same. I really want to say Andrew's character. I feel like Andrew's character has not been the same since season 2. I feel like season 2 was where they really like dived in and like really made his character a fucking weirdo. Like when he tried to pull that shit on Missy, like Missy tried to force her into a relationship with him in season 2. I feel like he's been like a complete creep. Like for real, for real. Like I said, characters I do like that they're giving more to is Matthew. I like Matthew, and I feel like when you watch season 1 and 2, he kind of just felt like he was there, like getting like the tea on the drama, and he had the whole weather report and things like that. And Matthew really only had one friend, which is Caleb. Like I always said, I don't know why the fuck they stopped having him and Jesse hang out, because I feel like that was definitely a friendship that nobody asked for, but we got, and I fucking loved it. I love Matthew and Jesse's friendship, and I love Matthew and Caleb's friendship too. But Caleb doesn't really get any screen time for real, for real. So it's like, for the most part, it's kind of like Matthew doesn't have any friends. Like I said, I loved Matthew's whole storyline with Aiden being his like first gay boyfriend and having to hide it, and then him coming out to his mom and his mom thinking like you're choosing to like be with boys because you're only 13, you don't know what you like. And I kind of agree with Matthew. When you kind of go back and look at the flashbacks with him and his mom, there's no way in hell you could that his mom did not know that Matthew was gay. I mean, Matthew was very feminine at his age, but there's nothing wrong with it. Like I said, you could be a guy and still be like into your feminine side when you're straight. But Matthew was really gay. Like, there's no way she couldn't say she couldn't see it. Either she saw it and she just refused to accept the truth. That's how I like to see it, because either you're blind or you just refuse to see. That's how I like to see it. Because you mean to tell me the daddy knew, but the mama didn't? That makes no sense. If one parent sees it, the other one got to too. It has to be that. It can't be no other way. If the daddy knew Matthew was gay, then the mama had to too. She just didn't want to come to terms with him being gay. You feel me? And she didn't want Matthew to tell his dad that he was gay, because his dad is a traditional man. You know, white picket fence is supposed to be man and woman, not man and man. You feel me? But Matthew is definitely one of those characters I could say, since they have introduced into him being a main character, I have definitely grown to love him more. Like, because like I said, Big Mouth has been like doing a lot when it comes to introducing main characters. Like, they introduced this one girl named Allie, I think. Her and Jesse they just magically become best friends, and it's just like, where the fuck did this girl come from? Because when they go back to school in season 5, it's like kind of already been acknowledged that she's like, I don't know if she's a new student or they knew her of some sort. I don't really know, but I feel like her just being like, just coming out of nowhere in season 5 never kind of made sense to me. And I feel like, could Jesse use more girlfriends? Sure, because at first I could really say her and Missy were really close, but then they just kind of like stopped being as close. Can't really tell you why. Like, I feel like I feel like Jesse, Andrew, and Nick and Jay were like the tightest clique in the first 2 seasons, and then it's like their relationship, like their friend group, became a strain. And I think it's because Nick dated Jesse and then Jay did too, so it became a strain because of that. Because they like to say Nick and Andrew are best friends, and I like to use that term very slightly, because they damn sure don't act like best friends. I feel like their friendship hit a strain after what Nick did with Missy. It's just my opinion. I think their friendship definitely hit a strain after what he did to Missy. I think Andrew fucked with Nick, but I think after season 4, it feel like Nick doesn't fuck with anybody. Like, Nick he don't fuck with no one. Like I said, I fuck with Nick, but he be doing this shit where I just feel like he get on my motherfucking nerves. Like, he'll do shit where if Andrew and Jay stay over his house too long, or they in his presence too long, he get jealous of them. Like, if y'all go back, I think it's season I think it's season 2, if I'm not mistaken. After Nick and Gina break up, where Nick like get completely obsessed with his phone and social media. There was like that whole episode, right? He kind of forgot about Andrew, became like really obsessed with his phone. So Andrew wanted to do this thing where he wanted to have like a communication night where they all like just drop their cell phones and just like have normal human conversations. So they all agreed to put their phones in a basket. This nigga Nick had the audacity to tell Andrew that you're just jealous because I have a phone and I'd rather be on my phone and hang out with you. Like, Nick really is a little asshole for real. And it's so crazy because this show try to make it seem like that Andrew is the asshole. I feel like Andrew can have his moments of being an asshole, but I feel like between him and Nick is definitely an asshole because Nick is fucking spoiled and he feels entitled. I definitely feel like season 5 is probably the worst of his character. I know a lot of people on Reddit say that his character always been kind of shitty since the show kind of started. I'm gonna have to kind of disagree with that because I fucked with Nick from seasons 1 through 4. I feel like season 4 is when they did that shit with his character. Like when he went off on Jesse the way he did, when he talking about, oh, I don't want to hang out with you and your dumbass boyfriend, and told Andrew, let's get the fuck out of here. Like, Nick feels entitled, and it's like, Jessie is your friend. She's not your girlfriend. So I understand if you have feelings for her and you feel jealous because you don't want to see her making out with her boyfriend at the day. That's her boyfriend. For you to feel like, oh, she doing too much, or that her nigga could tone the PDA down while they around y'all. Who are you to try to chin check them? At the end of the day, she she asked you and Andrew to come visit her so you could meet her boyfriend. And instead of making the whole day about meeting her boyfriend, you made the whole day about you. Like, I really feel like since season 4, Nick had really became a little asshole because in season 5, his character was at its ultimate worst because they gave him a love bug that became his hate worm. So the hate worm kind of like, I guess you could say, possessed his body to make him like hate everyone. His parents kind of made him hate Andrew, made him hate Jesse. Kind of like the same thing for Missy. Missy had a worm that grew into a hate worm that just kind of made her hate everyone, especially Jesse. And um Nick confessed his feelings for Jesse not once but twice. And I feel like the first time Jesse rejected him, he should have left shit alone. You feel me? She told him she didn't have feelings for him that way, right? And I don't really know if they were trying to salute that Jesse might have been in love with her best friend or she loved her as a friend. I wasn't really too sure about that because number one, I do not buy into Jesse being into girls. That just, I feel like I'm so glad they didn't go into depth with that because I feel like it would have just been random. Granted, maybe they feel like Jessie doesn't have, none of her relationship with guys ever tend to work out, which is true. Her relationship with Nick never worked out. Her relationship with Jay never worked out. Her relationship with Mikey Angelo never worked out. But with Mikey Angelo, that's with great intent because the nigga was a creep. And like I said, he was trying to force her to give him a blowjob and a hand job. And when she said she wasn't into that, he dumped her like a bad habit. Nigga was a weirdo. But you could do something where it's like her relationship with guys never tends to work out. So what if we did something where she might be into girls? But it's like, that's something you should be doing. That you should have been done. You should have been doing with her character from the beginning. That isn't something you just drop in the middle of the season, like half of the as the show was going. That you just drop and say, "Oh yeah, Jesse's a lesbian, by the way." Like, no, I'm really glad they didn't do nothing with her and that Ellie girl and just kept it a fucking friendship. Because I just feel like, I just feel like Big Mouth would have been doing too much had they did something with her and Allie. You feel me? I feel like they've just been doing entirely too much. Like, way too much. Um, I feel like drama wise, this season was definitely way better than season 4. Definitely way better than season 4. I'm not even gonna cap, and this might be a big shocker to y'all. Because I forgot to mention this in my other video. I think Maury and Matthew have a better relationship than Maury and Andrew. I think Maury and Andrew's relationship as his hormone monster was cool for seasons 1 through 3, and I feel like when I watched season 4, it feel like, I don't know. I just feel like Maury shouldn't be Andrew's hormone monster anymore. I do feel like as much of a creep that Andrew is, Maury definitely makes sense to be his hormone monster because Maury is also a weirdo. But I feel like Andrew and Maury's relationship as his hormone monster doesn't click for me anymore. Because like I said, it's not like how it used to be for real. I feel like since they didn't make Maury Matthews hormone monster, I definitely feel like they matched better as a duo. That's just my opinion. I think they should never have let Connie stop being Nick's hormone monster. I don't think they should have done that because first it was, who was his other hormone monster? He had another hormone monster and then he got the one he got now, which is Rick, I think. Yeah, they should have kept. I feel like Connie was the best duo for Nick because I think she let him bring out his more sensitive side because I feel like Nick needs to be more sensitive because he can be a complete asshole. So I feel like Connie was his best hormone monster, and they should have had her continue to be his hormone monster. She could have continued to be Jesse's hormone monster and Nick's, just like how Maury is Andrews and Matthews. She could have still balanced that. I'm not sure why Well, I do know why, but I feel like it wasn't big enough of a reason for her to stop being Nick's hormone monster. I get it that he disrespect Jesse and shit like that, and she feel like, you know, she's been more loyal to Jesse, so she had to pick her. But I feel like she should have stayed Nick's hormone monster. I did not like how in this season that they didn't just put Jay and Lola back together. They didn't have this nigga Jay going through everybody in this cast, and I just feel like his relationship with Matthew better just be long lasting. Cause I feel like all these other relationships he was in, he was just in them because they're like obsessed with ships. They don't even let it like grow for it to be a fucking relationship. Like the only one that's really grown to be a relationship, besides what his relationship is going to be with Matthew, is his relationship with Lola. And I honestly feel like they should just put him and Lola back together. Like I said, at the end of season 4, like I said, at the end of season 4, you put him and Lola back together, but you want to do it for a short period of time. So it was just stupid. And then they break up again. And then in season 5, you don't give Lola any screen time or give her any point of POV of how she's took in or how she's handling her breakup with Jay. Instead, you do something at the very end of the season where she wants to just blurt out loud at the New Year's Eve party and just say she wants to be with Jay again. It just feel like her and Jay could have had this conversation in private. To do it all of a sudden at the episode when we didn't already see him and Matthew connect and kind of grow into becoming something, it's a little too late. I'm not against Jay and Matthew. Do I feel like it was a little random to put them together? Yes. So I can't really say they have chemistry. I need time for them to grow in me where I can say, oh yeah, I definitely prefer him with. I definitely prefer Jay with Matthew than over Lola. I haven't gotten that feeling yet because, like I said, I do feel like him and Matthew just coming in. I do feel like Jay and Matthew becoming a couple at the end of season 5 felt random to me because I felt like it just kind of happened out of nowhere. Like they literally put them together at the end. They literally put them together in episode 9, and then they are by episode 9 they got them to they put them together, and then episode 10 they're a couple, and then they broke up in episode 10 and then got back together at the New Year's Eve party. So it's like this better be Jay's last fucking relationship. Okay? No more him bopping or homie hopping from different people. If you're gonna put him with Matthew, make him actually grow and be in a relationship with Matthew. Don't do no stupid shit where him and Matthew don't work out, because I'm kind of over the obsession with ships. If you're gonna do all this where you put a lot of growth and affirmation into a relationship build, actually allow them to be a fucking couple. But I am kind of mad that they kind of just dropped Lola and Jay's whole relationship storyline for real, because I feel like that was literally his best match. But at the same time, I understand if he feel like him and Lola were just going to continue to be toxic and bringing the worst out of each other, and he wasn't going to like grow from it. So I'm not mad at that, because it's like, okay, I can see that Jay is growing into somewhat of a maturity. Jay is literally my favorite character from Big Mouth. He's been my favorite character since season 1, and I feel like out of all the kids, he didn't have some of the best character development, in my opinion. I feel like he's one of my favorite characters. I really fuck with Jessie, even though her character gets a lot of hate, which is just crazy because I feel like she's definitely misunderstood. I really want her to go back into getting her own personal fucking storylines. I'm kind of over them trying to put her in relationships or have her have crushes with people I don't care about. Like, she didn't have a crush on Judge. She didn't have a crush on this girl, Allie. It's like, I'm kind of over it. Let Jessie get her own POV storyline. Stop trying to put her in relationships. Just stop it. But one of the main things that just kept pissing me off in this season is Nick. Nick was just so fucking whiny. He was so fucking irritating. So bitchy. This nigga is whining and moping because Jessie didn't want to be with him. My thing with Nick is that why are you pretending like she led you on or something. You confessed your feelings to her twice and she let you down. The first time she let you down nicely. She told you she didn't feel that way for you like that. The second time you pushed her into a corner because your weird ass came to her house, went into her room and saw your brother's t-shirt there. Then you went off on your brother calling him a slut because you thought that him and Jesse had sex. And then you tell Jesse, you come up with a plan, scheme up a plan to tell Jesse that Jill doesn't feel the same way about her, and then tell her why she don't feel the same way about you. After she already told you she just don't feel the same way, so now you have her be mean and completely reject you in front of all your classmates to tell you that she is not sexually attracted to you. It's like, Nick, you should have left shit alone. Now you backed into a corner to where she had to be mean and let you down hard when she let you down easy. That's your motherfucking fault. You should have just took no for an answer. Instead, you kept fucking poking the bear, bitch. And when you poked the bear, the bitch went roar. And then, in the one episode, when Missy made the rumor that Jesse and Ellie was fucking around, he gonna say to his love bug that no wonder why she turned him down or whatever because she was fucking around being a slut. And then when Missy and Nick was both spreading rumors about Jesse, he gonna tell Missy at the lunch table that Jesse is a slut and that she led him on, that she should have been told him when he was catching for her that she didn't like him like that. And Missy kind of had to chin check him and tell him that she did tell you. She told you when you told her the first time, and then she told you the second time. Your thing is, you're just mad that you got rejected. And I feel like, Nick, you should have took the shit with a grain of salt. You should have took it with a punch on the lip, because it's like, and then they understand if you're hanging out with your friends and shit like that and y'all tight, you're going to catch feelings for them. You might just fall in love with them. But it's like, at the day, if they don't feel the same way for you, why ruin your friendship? If you and Jesse was like this, you should still have been her friend today, regardless of how you were feeling for her. You should have still been rocking with her and being her motherfucking friend. I'm not mad that Nick apologized at the end of season 5, because I definitely feel like Jesse was definitely owed an apology. But if I was Jesse, I wouldn't have just accepted Nick's apology as quick as she did, because it's like, nigga, you went around the school, called me a slut, you was online just completely cyberbullying me. It's like, no, nigga, it's not that easy. It ain't. Nick was completely at his worst in season 5. Definitely the worst character in this season. Like I said, he bitched, he moaned, he complained, he cried. His sister was right when she called him a spoiled ass baby. That is literally how he acts. He is so spoiled. He is so fucking entitled. I would never forget when he was mad at Jay, because I would never forget when Nick was mad at his parents and Jay, because Jay's parents in season 3 up and left and abandoned him for spring break. And I think this is when Nick and Andrew went to Florida. Jay's parents up and abandoned him for spring break, and Jay went to Nick's parents' house because he felt like, it'd be cool since him and Nick are like best friends, right? And I use that term very slightly. His parents said they would take him in until his parents come back, till Jay's parents come back from spring break. They take Jay in, and Nick is mad at his mom because he didn't like how the mom was giving Jay too much attention and making him lunches and making it feel like this is his home. And it's like, nigga, this is your best fucking friend. He don't have a pot to piss in. He don't have nowhere to lay his head. He shouldn't be at home by himself without his parents. If anything, Nick's parents should have called CPS. Because it's like, y'all left y'all son at home all alone. You didn't leave a note or anything about where y'all was going. Like, what the fuck? And it's like, Nick, you're just a piece of shit because, again, you're being entitled. Why can't your parents care for your friend? Like, Nick, shut the fuck up. Like, Nick, like I said, I can really fuck with him, but sometimes he really, really he just drive me crazy because it's like, nigga, you don't have to be jealous of everyone. Be chill, my nigga. Be cool. But this is my Big Mouth Season 5 review. But I do want to say that I am going to be, since I want to take a break from doing my Degrassi season reviews because I'm almost done. I'm about to, my next seasons I got to review are season 10 and 11. So I'm almost done wrapping this shit up. I figured since I have a lot of time on my hands, I want to talk about a cartoon. I want to get back into doing more deep dives for TMNT. I want to talk about season 1. I want to talk about season 2. I want to talk about season 3, season 4, season 5. Even though I never watched season 4 or 5, I want to talk about them. And I want to give my retrospective on all of them. I might not do a season review for all of them. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to talk about why I think season 2 is the best season for TMNT. I'm going to talk about I'm going to talk about why I think season 2 is the best season for TMNT. I want to do a season finale ranking from worst to best season finales. I wanted to also do season premieres. What shows had, I want to rank the season premieres from worst to best. Yeah, there's a lot of more with TMNT that I want to talk about. I kind of canceled some of my projects I want to talk about when it comes to TMNT, but I figured, you know what, since I do have a lot more free time on my hands because I'm really only talking about Degrassi and cartoon topics, I figured why not. But if there is something that happens to cross my mind when it comes to TMNT, I will also make a video about that. So yeah, please be watching out for me making my TMNT season 2 retrospective on why I think it's the best season of the entire show. This is my Big Mouth season 5 review. Catch you guys in my next video.